Yo guys, this video is now live. The full episode is live over on the Too Wild podcast. I will leave a link down below in the description if you want to see the full entire podcast. And heads up, this actual clip that you're seeing was shot before the Arbery verdict. So we will be speaking about our thoughts and opinions, whether or not they'll be found guilty. But obviously we know that they are guilty.
And the thing that's really kind of on my mind right now is Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Like,
do you feel like that, which we're going to get into, the Kyle thing? You know, I mean, we're going to hold that. But the Kyle, the Dolph, you think it's kind of sidetracked us from that?
You know, I mean,
or you think that's just like our minds? Because I feel like in this world with the way the media is, we have a short term. Because they're like, bam, 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 bam. Like,
well, the media kind of, they play what they want you to see. And I think, you know, whoever controls the media, right? I think it's all control from the top, right? I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but I think it really is all kind of controlled as to what they want the people to see, what the networks, you know, want, what they think is going to sell the most. And after a while, right, certain things fade, you know, into the background. You're like, damn, what happened to so-and-so? And you can Google it and there's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And I just want our people to say, to our people, do not let these issues fall into the background. Don't have short-term memory. Don't have short-term memory, and don't be in just for the hype. Like, don't be mad just because the news is making. Like, stay focused and pay attention to those things afterwards. Yeah. Like we always said, like, we'll sit here and go crazy for a presidential election, but not be at the midterms and not be at the voting for the representatives or counties, because we're just here for the hype of what's going on in the news and everything that's like being talked about at that moment. But what about what specifics on your mind on that? Because I ain't even gonna lie, I've been focused on that, but I forgot to even put that in there. Like, because that's, like I said, I've been sidetracked, like the Kyle Rittenhouse and then the Dolph. I forgot all about that. I just saw it the other day. They just did closing statements on that. Yeah, and I really, you know, I've asked a lot of people about this, right? Every place that I go, both black and white, because I like to get both perspectives. I like to get the right and the left, Democratic, Republican, whatever. And it's very interesting to talk to liberal white people about it, because they're like, oh, they need to go to jail.
Yeah.
When you talk to like some of the conservative white people about it, they're like, oh, it was self-defense. And I'm like, how the fuck are you following me, fucking harassing me, and I go to defend myself, and now you shoot me because it's self-defense?
Yeah.
If you hadn't followed me, who the fuck is making a citizen's arrest in 2020?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. It's your constitutional right. It's the law, whatever. But we all know how the fucking law works. And now we see exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's how it, and I think that's where the distraction comes in, because, you know, never mind that this man's civil rights were being violated. Right. I mean, think about it. When we were building our houses, how many times did we walk through other houses that were being built?
Shit, tons.
Like,
tons.
And nobody called the cops on us.
Yeah.
And then the dude is jogging with some jogging shorts on. They'd be like, oh, I thought he had a gun. Fucking kind of gon did he have in jogging pants? Like,
this is all I say. Me and you personally, we don't play about our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We done said if we see some crazy shit, we gonna try it. We gonna test it out. But like we gonna see, like we're watching each other's backs. We're
absolutely.
Watching. So I'm all for that. But I'm never going to tell you or expect you to get out of a vehicle and like get up on somebody. You know what I'm saying? If it's just somebody like walking or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that part, like if they want to follow the kid and hey, what you doing? And they want to just trail them until the cops come or something like that, I'm all for it. Hey, he got to go pee or something. Oh, yeah, my bad, guys. The dog had to go pee and he was bothering Troy, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, like, I'm all about protecting the neighborhood. I'm all about neighborhood watch, but like getting out and trying to touch somebody, like, first of all, I don't want you to risk you getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, I don't know what the hell you're doing trying to touch him, because you don't know, it's just like, and I'm gonna get into that more with the Kyle thing. I just feel like we're both gun law people. We believe in that Second Amendment. But I feel like when you get a gun involved, it always, like, in the wrong way, it makes shit like,
oh, it absolutely has the potential to turn out bad.
like it's like this, like, if you don't need the gun, don't have it out. You know, have it concealed or something. But like, the way they did it, it's like in the way the laws are set up. It's set up to where you can easily, you know, provoke somebody in a way that like, or you touch somebody and they do something and he was doing it self-defense. Like,
yeah, I mean,
just feel like it's all fucked up. But like overall, even if that kid was doing something wrong, that citizen's arrest shit and trying to take law, like, nah.
I just think anytime you bring a long gun to the party, right, is getting ready to turn out bad.
Yeah.
Versus a concealed weapon, right?
Yes.
So if I come out with a shotgun or AK or a Draco or some shit like that, right? The moment somebody sees it, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
I'm automatically on defenses. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. And I'm sorry that maybe you feel I shouldn't feel that way, but you're making a situation that's uncomfortable in general.
Absolutely.
And the way the laws are, like I said, we'll even get more into it, but I just feel like it's not right in a way. Like if I have an AK out and then someone's like coming up to me like, yo, you need to put that shit away. We got kids here. And I'm like, no, get the fuck out of my face. And then they try to grab it and that gives me the right to shoot and kill them. Like, I feel like that's crazy though.
But
like,
you know, it's funny because I listened to something Plies said. Plies was like, you know, because every state has a different law as it comes to guns, right?
Yeah.
Florida, stand your ground. Georgia's no duty to retreat.
Okay.
So, and people mistake them for the same thing,
yeah.
right? What stand your ground means is like, look, I don't have to back down.
Yeah.
No duty to retreat means I don't have to get someplace safe, right? Trying to leave.
If someone's running at me with a knife, I don't have to run.
That's correct.
I can shoot them.
That is correct. I don't no duty to retreat. I don't have to try and get away from it, right?
Stand your ground is like if I have my gun and you're like, get the fuck out my face and
you
push me or some shit. And
that's correct. That's stand your ground. Yeah. So it's kind of like if you and I are in a confrontation, right? And I punch you, right? You stand your ground. It's like, look, I'm not backing down. I don't have to back down.
You initiate and whatever force, because even some are like you have to meet it with equal force.
Meet it with equal force.
That's another one too. But
for it has to be met with equal force, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'll just say this to any gun.
Let
owners,
it be known that was the Arbery is in Georgia, so it's no duty to retreat.
No duty to retreat. Yeah. But the reality
right, it was in Georgia, right, in Brunswick, right?
It was in Brunswick, but they were the aggressors, right? So and it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. So no duty to retreat has nothing to do with you being the aggressor.
Yeah.
Right. So they were the initial aggressors. He's like, hey, get the fuck away. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm minding my business. I'm running. But you've boxed me in.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they're now trying to play the law from the side of a citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
But the reality is, had that been a white guy, and we saw the tapes that came out later of all of these different white people who went into this same home, and the guy never called the police.
Yeah.
And the guy said, he said, hey, I'm sorry, I wish I hadn't, right, call the cops. Hindsight is 2020.
If that tape was not there, we would have another Trayvon Martin. 100%.
Easy.
It's the same exact thing. I mean, we don't know 1,000 what Trayvon Martin, but from what even George Zimmerman said himself, he saw him and he walked up on him. You know, that was it. We don't know if Trayvon was on the run or even then, like 100%, you know, it just doesn't sound right. Like, I'm sorry. Like if I'm walking and somebody's like, yo, you live around here, bro? I'm not finna run up on you and start attacking you. Like, you know, this doesn't make no fucking sense. But yeah, I mean,
and
the man that recorded, and I honestly think they're gonna be found guilty. I think they
listen, bro, I am not
trusting in the justice.
I'm not trusting in the justice system, right? And I'll tell anybody I believe in the justice system, right? Because it's you know, they're being tried by a jury of their peers, and that's what the justice system is about, right? So I always encourage people, make sure that you understand the legal system. It's not always fair to us. It doesn't always benefit us.
Yes.
You know, black people, especially, you know, when you are on the opposite side of the prosecution. And then in cases like this, we see where the prosecution bungles the trial, but really it's on the defense lawyer to create reasonable doubt for the jury that.
So I want to bring that up because what you said and what it's going to be similar once to more we talk about. And I even had this topic with some other people. What is the issue? Because I feel like I don't feel like this is, when it comes to these type of things and any shooting really, Why do you think the majority of black people tend to put the emotion first before the law? So what I'm trying to say is, for instance, you're saying that they're not guilty. Some people will assume, why they ain't guilty? They killed them in cold blood. Like, just because somebody's not guilty doesn't mean that you don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have an issue with separating law from emotion.
Because the law has never been on our side.
Okay.
Justice isn't blind, right? So when you see the scales of justice, right, you know, if anybody's not familiar with the scales of justice, it's this woman that's got a blindfold on, and you know, it's the scales. Mm-hmm. But justice isn't blind for black people, and oftentimes we have been innocent on a number of occasions, whether it's death row, murder, drugs, right? Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton putting fucking black people in jail.
Yeah.
The law has not been on our side, so we're emotional.
Yeah.
Right. We don't trust the law. We've been stop and frisked. Right. The law has not been favorable to us for a variety of different reasons. All the way when they fucking snatched us from Africa. Yeah. Right. And brought us here and made us 3/5 of a man. And then, you know, so it just hasn't been favorable to us. So we've seen in a lot of different cases where it's like, damn, somebody should have went to jail for killing that black woman or that black man or that black child or raping or molesting or whatever it is. And then they didn't because they were white or they had money. And then you put a black person in that same situation and they fucking stick their ass under the jail. So it's just like, you know, it feels like a white man can commit a crime. And if we commit the same crime, like we're held at a completely different standard.
Okay. And so you think that, let's even say this, by the law, not by what you think, but by the law, do you feel like Arbery, the dudes, they're guilty?
Yeah, by the law, I think.
By the law, guilty. Okay, because I think they're guilty by the law. I think they will be found guilty too, but you think they're guilty, but they will not be found guilty.
Yeah, and again, I think it's, can their defense create enough reasonable doubt?
Give me one more of them.
Can their defense team create enough reasonable doubt, you know, with the jury that they felt like their lives were
in danger.
Yeah. So
there's just no fucking way that you're endangered by one kid and it's two of y'all. And y'all some big boys too. Like y'all ain't no small motherfuckers. But
this is why you shouldn't drink and
podcast. But I'm about to say, I seen like I saw the prosecutor talking, and she made some good points because she said that this was like a felony attack or some shit. Like what she was saying, I listened to the closing arguments from her, and she seemed like she did a good job. So I don't know. We'll have to see.